Well, let me officially welcome you guys. We are so grateful to have you here. Welcome to our Posh Podcast. I'm Gabrielle. I'm your host today with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
And with Cruz, our co-host.
What up?
And our technical engineer in the back, Spider. You can't see him, but he is the magic of everything.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
He's our Charlie, right? Charlie's
Yeah, we
angel.
call him Charlie from the Angels, can't see him.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to welcome you guys. We are here with the Bad Counsel Podcast, the most outrageous advice show.
Very outrageous.
Very outrageous. But you guys, I feel like I always say the podcast community is such an incredible community, and you're making friends when you're on there and when you pay attention to other people. And I feel like I just got kind of hooked up with you guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're amazing. They're so supportive of everyone. They're funny. Their show is new. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen or heard. And the ideas you guys have. And then there's Katy, who creates the most insane, unbelievable Instagram things.
So it's Katy, Jack, and Greg.
And Tim,
Yep.
but
And Tim.
Tim's not here.
Okay. Well, hi,
Correct.
guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
coming on.
much.
So what I wanted to know, I wanted to do 2 shows with you guys. And the first one was more a little bit, we wanted to get to know you guys, what you're all about individually. How did you guys meet? How did this podcast come together? Where was the idea? If you can maybe start with, I don't know who wants to start.
Yeah, sure.
Take it.
Jack, I'll take it for the beginning.
Sure.
Okay, so Jack and Tim and I were actually friends through either work or a fantasy baseball league, actually, that we've all been a part of for at least 15 years, Jack and Tim longer. And about 5 years ago, we started another podcast, and you talk about niche. It was about our fantasy baseball league.
That's what you talked about?
Yeah,
It was scintillating.
What was it called?
It was called Atlas Bakht.
Okay.
And so, yeah, again, even more obscure. we really wanted to make people work for it. The Atlas Shrugged book, and then Bach is a baseball term. And so we were like really going for obscure, and we succeeded so much so that nobody listened.
That's some old school shit right there.
We went against every rule when starting up a new podcast.
Yeah, the Instagram's
basically.
still up though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
He
It's
goes,
so awesome.
we succeeded, nobody listened. So how long did you do it?
We did it for 3 years, and over the course of the 3 years, the feedback, we did have some listeners, and the feedback that we received was, you guys are really funny and have a great chemistry, but man, is it difficult to get through that first segment where you're talking about your fantasy baseball league.
Oh, my God.
And so we did, we would make jokes and we would tell stories about our lives and the little weekly dramas and silly things that we were doing. And that's the feedback that that was the most positive. Like, do more of that, tell more stories. And so we started answering the occasional listener email or voicemail about fantasy baseball or some stupid thing we said. But that came to kind of a natural ending. If you've listened to some of the episodes, we had a 4th co-host who's no longer on this new show. And basically, I guess I'm the fall guy for having destroyed the previous podcast with my bizarre Andy Kaufman-like sense of humor.
Uh-oh.
It was time.
First time, yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's essentially it in a nutshell, right? We, and really at the time, we kind of talked about it being, our practice run, kind of learning the whole, industry and podcasting in general. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We still don't, but we look a little better.
Wow.
Yes, and again, we didn't really expect anyone. We couldn't get the people that the podcast was about to listen to it. So, but there were definitely, as it went on, everybody kind of got a little more comfortable and kind of, fell into, roles within the show. And there were, highlights, there were moments, and those moments became more and more as we did it. And that's where the realization that, we're all pretty good at what we do. We just picked a really bad fucking vehicle to start with. And ultimately that, you know, the some of the things that happened on that silly ass show became the first thoughts of Bad Counsel. And you know, I had to do a little patchwork with you know, Gregg and Tim we're not Tim actually left the show. Tim quit. He stepped aside, and we tried to keep it going for a couple more episodes after that. And that's when I realized how good Tim was at everything that he does, because it was even worse. So
what are your roles?
Then or now?
Now.
Well, like what you
know,
learned because you said you used those. What your roles are in the new show?
It honestly, really, Gregg has obviously, you guys have listened. Gregg has an amazing ability to tell a story, very witty, you know, a little sarcastic, and that was he always entertained me. I mean, he would get me laughing pretty regularly, and I knew that, again, the right format, the right situation, you know, somebody like him would be able to shine, and he absolutely has. Tim obviously is the one that keeps it all together. He's the host. Tim does all the hard work, you know, other than socials, which these two do. I just kind of sit there and show up. But Tim does all the editing, the producing, the organization in front and in the back. So Tim is, you know, for sure the captain of the ship, if you will. Katy started out, I don't know if you guys, you know, the first few shows, but she started out sitting on the couch, essentially next to Gregg, with a pair of headphones, just kind of listening in. And then just one day she had a microphone, and then one day she was talking, and all of a sudden she was on the show.
She never left.
They didn't even see it happen. No, when I first met Gregg, they weren't doing the podcast. They had broken up. The band had broken up. And he said to me, I think probably after we had started living together, he said, "Have you ever heard of a podcast? You know, I used to do this fantasy baseball podcast," and I kind of chuckled. I had no idea what he was talking about. And they had been talking on the phone, and he said, "You want to listen to a little bit of it?" And I glazed over a little bit, a few minutes into it. And he said, "I think we're going to start a new one. And do you want to listen in?" And I sat next to him, and he was so funny.
Yeah.
And I tried to stifle my laugh because I didn't want to be on their podcast. Right. And after a few weeks of like sitting next to him, Tim was so sweet. He's, "No, we like to hear you laugh. We need a studio audience." So I was the studio audience for weeks and weeks. And then pretty soon Tim said, "I'd like to be able to isolate your laugh. So maybe if we got you a microphone and put you to the, you know, on your own track." And
what a
then
smart idea.
I just started commenting.
Wow.
And then they let me talk.
and for Jack and I's comedy, it's such a boost because, you know, to have Katy's female perspective is invaluable, but also we're kind of like, you know, she's our litmus test, our canary in the coal mine. Like if some of the more outrageous things we say still are getting laughs from Katy, we're like, you know, we're not offending
everyone.
I love it.
Too far, Katy? Too far?
Katy's like, "No, just
good.
keep going." Wow, that is so great. I get that whole, like, Marcella and I started our show, and then we were told we needed a male co-host. So it, ever since we got a male co-host, it really helped the whole vibe
it's great
a little
to
bit.
always get the other perspective of things.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, a little balance. And Tim, like I said, does a pretty good job of keeping me and Gregg inside the ropes, but having Katy around is also helpful. Like I said, to have that other perspective and to
Right.
I definitely watch Tim and Katy's facial expressions during the show.
Can I also mention Tim's voice though? Tim belongs on radio. I mean, Tim sounds amazing.
Phenomenal.
Well, you all do kind of. I mean, your voices are all amazing.
You all do kind of.
So what I want to know is, like, it is really hard to get 4 people together at the same time to show up all the time. How do you guys do it? Like, what's your
Well, make sure 2 of them are married, then it's only 3.
And it saves Mondays. I tell you, Mondays are terrible days, and that makes Monday so much better. We record every Monday night. It salvages Monday for me. It really does.
We have bounced around a little bit, though. Yeah, it is tough. The more people involved, the harder it is to get everybody. So we've bounced around. We've recorded a couple of different nights, but I think we've settled into to what seems to work pretty well for all.
Right. And do you guys do one show, or do you record more? On
one show a week, and we never have any shows in the can, so to speak. And so we have to record a show every week, or we're gonna skip a week. Yeah. And so
no sick days.
Kind of fun pressure too. I think about it. Not that I'm comparing us to Saturday Night Live, but they have to put on a show each and every week, and so do we. And one of the things we talked about when we decided, or rather, when Jack brokered a new deal for Tim and I to work together. Was that we wanted to take it seriously, and for all of us to be committed. I had a small reputation in the last show for canceling at the last minute, or I was in Vegas with my brother and something went wrong, and so it was, guys, if we're going to do this, one of the keys to podcast success we've read is consistency and putting a show out each and every week, and so we are steadfastly committed to doing that, and with some minor adjustments, we've been able to do it every week.
Awesome.
Congratulations. This is so exciting. I mean, your Instagram is blowing up, literally. I mean, you guys have so many followers so quickly. It's incredible.
It's been amazing. I do the Instagram, and you said it at the outset. It's a strangely loving and amazing podcast community that we're a part of, and
for sure.
There's shows that are alike, and you would think under some industries they would be competitive with one another, but they're not. They're giving and they're friendly, and we all have different topics, but but we're all fans of the medium, and we're all fans of kind of that independent spirit of independent podcasters, and it's amazing. We have friends all over the world now who I consider real friends through podcasting. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Sometimes it gets really hard to keep up with everybody, though.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, again, and everybody on this show is part of our success, I think, is the modesty. Everybody's kind of kept their head pretty well. That said, well, not me, but the other ones, but Gregg and Katy are our Instagram. The 2 of them together, between the videos, the clips, so on and so forth, that she's doing now, the 2 of them together are our Instagram. And yes, you're right. They've done a phenomenal job.
Real.
Oh, thank you, Jack. I'm touched.
So sorry. I need to
charge it up.
My mom's battery's dying.
Oh,
she's not prepared.
I knew she was a robot.
Oh no!
Dying batteries are never
perfect.
She's running off. Give her a second.
So you guys are in Florida?
We are.
We are. We're all in Florida now. We started out
just different parts. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim was across the country when we started, but he is now as well in Florida. So yeah, we're in. I'm up north, they're down south, and Tim's in the middle.
Nice. So how is Florida right now with all the COVID stuff?
Open.
Well, because Florida and Texas always get the shit on because we're open. So I was just
Florida's
wondering.
great. We love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
I
not
love
allowed
it
to talk
too.
about it here.
But business as usual.
Same.
I know. I had to take videos for friends. I'm like, look, everything's fine here. There's no dead bodies in the streets. It's all
surviving.
Katy literally had people that she does business with from Canada who were reluctant to come to Florida to do business because they thought that the hospitals were so crowded that people were literally dying on the sidewalks here.
What?
Like
That's what they were being told.
I mean, that's
they
what
were
the
being told
media-
that there was lines outside the hospitals, that people were dying in the streets. You have to go outside and make videos for them to show them this is not. It's not what's happening.
Unreal.
We're okay.
Texas and Florida just keep getting yelled
You can
at.
come.
I love our states.
Kids.
We love ours too.
We're the
good.
naughty state.
What cities are you guys in?
We're in Boca Raton, South
Ooh,
Florida.
nice.
I love
Very
Boca.
nice.
All of you? Are you all in the same city?
No, Greg and
No.
I. Yeah.
Where
I'm
are
in,
you
I'm just outside of Jacksonville. I live in the woods outside of Jacksonville. And then Tim is in the Tampa area.
Got it. We were just in Marco Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Naples. Yeah, it was
Katie
really
and
nice.
I do Naples once a year.
That's our weekend getaway.
Do you really?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we drive across the state to go to we live on the beach.
We live on the
Drive
beach.
across the state. to
Oh,
go
you
to-
can't really see where I'm backlit, but we got beach out there.
But Naples is like no other place because, in Naples years, Katie and I are like early 20s, like teenagers.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, that's
It's the fountain of youth over there.
I love it.
It's true. I was like, I feel like there's a lot of old people around here.
Yeah.
Marcella kept saying. I
Florida
feel
in
like
general,
I'm
I feel
aging.
that's where people go to like.
Yeah, but
Retire.
Naples is
Retire.
super
Die.
extra.
Yeah.
It's God's waiting
Like
room.
that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say die. You said retire. I was like, oh, that sounds a little
that's
bit
nicer.
better.
So much nicer.
Newlywed or nearly
from life.
dead.
Yeah. So on Bad Counsel, do you guys, is the whole premise giving advice? Bad advice?
It is. Yeah. We have fun with it. It's a completely improvised show. Tim is the only one who knows the questions or hears the voicemails in advance because Jack and I and Katie, we want to be spontaneous with our advice. And
Right.
so obviously we're seeing the fun side of the situations and trying to amuse one another and offer people potential advice, although, as the name implies, it's not always the best advice.
But I like that you guys do
Alabama,
that.
fold and flop. Fold and fluff, fluff and flop, fluff and fold.
The Colorado Fluff.
Colorado fluff
No,
and
the
fold.
Alabama is the hot pocket, and you want to avoid
Okay.
that.
Yeah. There should be a warning label on the
Trust us on that one.
I want to know who came up with the most genius advertising, your sticker tour, please. This is insane.
Yeah, that's so cool. Have you seen that?
Jack, I think Jack started the sticker
He
tour.
did, yeah.
I did.
How did you think of this?
I probably stole it from someone years ago. I don't know. I've heard of the idea, of passing it around, trying to get other people to do it. I just had one of those sticker places send me an ad and say, hey, get this many stickers for $2. So I did it. I threw our logo up there and I just happened to have them with me, I think, while I was around town and decided, oh, that'd be a cool place, and took a picture and, just started having fun with it myself, honestly. And then other folks started asking, for the stickers and wanted to participate. So we're doing that now. We're
put 'em
going
everywhere.
to pass them out to anybody that wants them. Yeah, all we need,
It's
DM
hilarious.
myself or Bad Counsel and give us your address, and we'll send you out some stickers. We're going to actually hold a contest, a monthly contest for folks to see the most unique place that we can find our Bad Counsel
Very
sticker.
smart
Genius.
branding.
Oh,
Love
it's
it.
amazing. I
We were just sitting with bail money all weekend.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a win-win, right? And then obviously, in addition to hopefully our stickers bouncing up in all these different places throughout the country and the world, they all have to tag us on Instagram, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's
I mean, in incredible cruise, they're putting stickers like on. I love the little statue, like the naked statues. Put it on the private part, or they go send your money to Bad Counsel. Like it's just amazing. I just love it. It's so ingenious.
I
It's
like it.
amazing.
I appreciate it. That was one of my favorites. I just recently was in St. Augustine. I was able to put one on the Castillo de San Marco National Monument, the Spanish fort that's been there
Nice.
since the 1600s or some shit. So yeah, I'm sorry. Our sticker's up there now. Yeah.
Oh my.
That's amazing.
So, Cruz, if we send you some stickers, is there any chance that as you're, doing your hair artistry and maybe doing a color job and you have the foils going, then while
100%.
somebody's not looking, just slap a sticker on there. They'll never know.
I think it's so great.
Send me the address. They're right here
I will
for
put
you.
stickers for you guys everywhere.
Done
Awesome.
and done.
Oh yeah, done for
They're on the
sure.
way.
I'm already thinking of some good spots.
It's fun, right? Yeah. Once you start thinking about it, it's fun. Or now it's just part of my my mindset. I'm just walking around the store and I see different certain signs and I'm like, ooh, what if I add this at the end or put this in front? Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it myself, to be honest with you.
I told my son about it and he was like, oh, I could have come up with so many ideas. Yeah.
Well, and I think the filming it too is very smart. Like where you're putting it, like the whole, all of that is such a great idea. Yeah. You should put it on TikTok.
That's the next social media platform that we intend to conquer.
Yeah.
Marcella is like, she's TikTok
famous.
No, I'm not.
Well, kind of. She know. If you have questions, just ask her. She'll
sure.
tell you.
Yeah, I'll help you in any way. It's fun.
That would be great.
Excellent. Thank you.
What I'm gonna do, we have 3 segments in our show. We want you guys to be part of our segment, and then the second show, I want to discuss some of your episodes because they are way fun. So let's start with the question of the day.
The 2 Posh Girls ask the question of the day.
This one? Oh. Who is more dramatic when they are sick, men or women?
Men.
Men.
100. I'm a little bitch.
I don't know that that's really up for debate even. That's going to be unanimous across the board. Jack, you're sick right now. What are your feelings?
I'm on the upswing. I'm doing better.
Where's
So
your
we have
bell?
heard about
Where's
you
your
being
bell?
sick several times this week.
He probably had COVID, but he's not. He lives in Florida, and so he's not going to get a test and let COVID win.
Exactly.
No, there is no doubt that men are definitely the bigger wimps when it comes to being sick. I've never experienced anything otherwise, including myself. Yeah.
Except for me, Katie. Right? I'm brave.
I mean, guys, when it comes down to like pain and discomfort, guys are just like, nope.
No.
We just found out, let me tell you, that Cruz goes to one of our girls that, the Botox thing and whatever.
Jen, the plastic MP.
Yeah.
Yes. And he actually takes the
nitrous.
Nitrous. I have to
he
do
takes
nitrous to get my Botox.
For Botox?
Yeah. I mean, that takes
But
the
it's
cake.
fun too.
He's not really scared of it. I think he just wants the.
It's just with the nitrous.
Yeah.
No, because then I do the nitrous, right? And she's like, what do you want done? I'm like, do it all.
More nitrous. That's what I want.
Yeah. And she's done. I'm still
smooth
there
as
like
marble.
sucking on the nitrous. And, what?
He goes, he would be smooth as a marble.
Look at me. No expression.
None.
Is Cruz angry at me?
Happy, sad, angry.
He's angry.
It's the same expression.
We
My
don't know.
God, that Cruz is calm in a crisis. I'm not playing poker with him.
Take my money.
Exactly.
Take my money. All right.
Well, that was easy.
We have a segment that's called Party with Miss Polly, and she's our modern day Dr. Ruth. She's our sexual health therapist. The only bad part is, like Tim, she's absent today, but
Cruz is standing
in for Miss Polly.
I am
So
standing in since
he is actually not licensed. So if
Have
he
you
says
ever
anything,
been a dominatrix, Cruz? No.
I have not been a dominatrix, but I was tied up once.
He's been dominated.
Fair enough. That qualifies you. Go on.
well, we also just found out he likes to be watched.
Yeah, he's
This
into
we didn't know.
voyeurism.
Yes. I thought everybody did.
No.
Just me? That was just me?
I say that a lot.
Well, they might be into it. I don't know.
Jack's very qualified in this area.
Absolutely. For me, like watching Cruz and Jack's going to be like,
We were worried Jack might have a history with Polly, so that may be why she's not here today.
Uh-oh. That Miss Polly's naughty.
She is very
Oh,
naughty.
yeah. All
this
right.
is like Tesla and Edison getting together.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Party with Miss Polly.
It's time to party with Miss Polly.
The modern day Dr. Ruth.
All right. So
Okay.
as crazy as this question is, I mean, I've not really thought about it, but it's true.
What?
So, how long should sex last? How long should sex last?
Like, what's the median? Like, there can be too long and then too short.
Yeah.
Are we including foreplay? Are we
No,
just the act itself?
the
All right.
intercourse, the penetration, the actual in
So
and out.
tell us, what's
Yeah, you
your,
guys are
What do y'all
what do
think?
you think, Katie?
Because I have some questions. I mean, some answers.
Yeah, I'm gonna bow to Jax because we just had this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's I mean, is the game on?
oh my God.
I mean, it's all relative, I would think.
We were answering this question for a couple one part of a couple had written into us a few weeks ago. They were a married couple, you know, a long time married couple. And so I was speculating that like in its entirety for the full week, altogether, sexual acts are like 20 minutes, you know, if you combine them all.
Oh my God.
So do you divide that into 5 or 7?
He takes the weekend off.
So it's either one really long session or 4 or 5 smaller ones.
Oh, poor Katie.
This is the conversation.
No. Jack, Katie and I are newlyweds still. We're newlyweds.
Okay.
So we're good for like 35 minutes a week.
35 minutes a week.
Oh my God. Chris, what
All
did you
right,
say?
Oh my
so
God.
I have some answers, and I don't know how or where I got this information,
Well,
There's an actual answer. Like
but there are
Yes.
answers.
from different
And
years.
Different years, and
Yes.
that's why I don't understand.
But that's
so is
how
it the same
answer-
person?
No, this is
Different
literally
people?
Just like
This
a
is what-
survey.
yeah, it's like a
survey
huge
says-
survey. Yes.
Oh.
In 2000. So I guess you get better as you get older. Because in 2005, the
We're getting
average
greedier.
length. Can you guess what the average length was in
2005?
2005?
8 minutes.
Less.
5 minutes.
6.
5.4 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Good
yeah,
guy.
you're right there.
Exactly.
That is
That's
so
right.
short.
That's just the.
That's what she said.
But that's
Blocked
just the
right in
intercourse. That's not, foreplay, ass play, all
Right.
that stuff.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Ass play.
Oh,
Play.
it's like
Yeah.
what?
Wait, I want to know what you heard.
Which can be part of foreplay and or part of sex.
Yeah,
either
that's
or.
Thought
So
that's
that
what he said. I
ass
wasn't
play
sure.
could fall into both categories.
Well, I don't
You
know.
could also
I
be
think-
taking your donkey to the park.
What does that mean?
You know,
Because donkeys are also called an ass.
Oh.
Let me translate.
To the park.
Yeah,
What? Why to the park? I'm so
oh,
confused.
you're playing
Because
you
that's
play
where
with
you
your
go to
donkey.
play.
The donkey
Ass
park.
play.
She's blonde.
She's from Europe. Please
That's right. I have to Google stuff sometimes when Greg says it.
Okay, so do you think it went?
That's what Spider does. He Googles for
So
us.
do you think it went up or down in 2008?
down.
I'll say up. I'm hoping for an up.
7 to 10 minutes.
Oh.
See there?
Oh,
7
nice.
to 10. I don't know if they were asking the same people, younger people. I don't know, but
I hope they were asking the same people.
7 to 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Well, their hips are moving slower 3 years ago.
Viagra.
Okay.
Viagra became more popular.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that honestly, that seems pretty like I think more normal to me.
You know, that's
7,
about the
10
time that
minutes.
DVRs were invented, right? When you could start to pause live television.
Yeah.
True.
So you didn't have to get it in there in the commercial break. You're like, all right, pause this shit.
There you go.
Commercial break, 2 minutes. I know this. All right. And then 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
2020.
Nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. 13
Oh,
minutes.
Lord.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
13 minutes. I mean,
There you go.
that's a pretty long haul, I think. For me, I would say
that's
like
too long.
I mean, You know, I'm like,
it's like
you get bored after a while.
I know. All right.
Switch positions.
After like 15 minutes, I feel like I'm beating you up a little bit.
And two, though, it depends. Like, are you sober? Are you
That's
drunk?
true.
Are you
on substances?
You know, I think it's a lot more fun.
This is also where Miss Polly would tell you, make sure you use lubricant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hey, there we go. Now we have some educated people on this podcast.
We have lube in every room.
Don't just spit on it.
That's not right. Miss Polly gets very upset about that.
But she did also one time say that if it goes too long, like women especially start thinking about like laundry and like what I have to do.
He's like, oh my God.
What do you think, Katie? Is that true?
Yeah, women check out. If we've already come and it's going too long, we're like now already making
So
this.
what if you haven't yet, though? What if you're still waiting for it?
Oh, if you haven't yet, you're still engaged. But once you're done, you're like, all right, wrap it up.
So say in 2020, it's 10 minutes out of the 13, and you still have...
At 10 minutes, 30 seconds, wrap it up.
But he's got 3 more minutes.
A lot can happen.
I used to think about classic TV shows during sex.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, exactly. Three's Company.
That show.
Yep, come and knock on my door.
I think a good 7 to 10 minutes is a good
there's your good number.
Because you're gonna have you're gonna just generally have a couple of position switches, right?
Yeah.
Like you got 2, let's say 2, 3 positions, so 2 switches throughout. So
my God.
3 minutes each. That's
Jack goes through all the shots of an actual porno.
And then you got different, different.
is that not how you do it?
Cruz. I feel like Cruz and Jack are like on the same page.
Speeds, different amounts of effort. Obviously, I mean, there's, you could draw it out, you could close it up a little quicker. There's different.
But that is true. You have a good point. Sometimes you just want to and then sometimes you're like.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let me ask the panel something that Jack had suggested on a recent episode that he does, with his lovemaking, because I find it interesting that people are timing it. I honestly have no sense of time in that situation. I'm not watching the clock.
Right.
It's not like it's not like 4:57 on a Friday at work, But Jack recently said that after he has sex with a partner, he likes to break down the action and discuss what went well and what
you watch the game tape.
Oh, yes,
he
posts games.
Yeah,
Jack. He does performance reviews.
Really?
What do you
on yourself or on the other person?
No, with
the other person on what they can improve.
I want to know how that goes. Give me an
you're
example.
In bed afterwards, smoking a cigarette, and be like,
there was
10 out of 10.
There was recently a sexual. We embarked on something new in our sexual repertoire, and afterwards.
Wait. And Jack says we. He doesn't mean anyone on this show. We.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
We had nothing to do with this.
There was there was a little cheering. There was a high five afterwards. There was I think we did it.
You did well.
Exclamation. Yeah, there was and then there was a little discussion on the good, the bad. It's why not?
What was different? What did you do?
It, right? What's that?
What was different? What did you do?
I took my donkey to the park.
Well, there you go. Now you don't even have to ask what that is.
Jack, don't you follow up with a survey monkey too? You send
right.
Just a quick 3 questions.
I do that.
Put it by the front door.
my spanking was just right, slightly too hard, much too hard, slightly too soft, or much too soft.
You want to know that though, right? You don't want it to be one of those things and be off the chart for her or him and not know it. It's better to talk about it and know.
It all comes down to communication.
That's true. We do talk about that.
You want to do it wrong for 6 months? You know what I mean? Just take it because you don't want to talk about it. Fuck that. I mean, sorry.
That's true.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot on here. Communicate.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. See, it's not weird.
Maybe Gregg and Katy should start that too, and then they'll tell you about it.
Survey sex.
There you go.
So, honey, was it A?
So can you fill this out real quick?
All of the above.
It's a new segment on your show.
There you go. Did you like
pencil,
yes,
please?
No, or maybe?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Our newest segment. It's brand new today. Brand spanking new.
Oh.
Still don't have a name for it.
We don't have a name for it, but it is a gossip segment.
Oh.
So we want to hear from you guys. Like, Ted, do you know what the dirty is? Do you guys have the dirty in Florida? It's every city has the dirty. Yeah. No, every city has it, I think.
Well, it's dirty.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't even think it still is up anymore, but it used to be. So I was getting my hair done with Cruz and he was like, I had this idea because obviously in the salon, people gossip all the time. So we were saying about if we brought that to the show. Yes. And then we were talking about the dirty.com used to be a website where every city would basically gossip about.
Tell us about one gossip that you come up with
in your city.
Wait, I actually have a question for that, for this.
What?
So what happened? What happened to y'all's co-host? Why did he quit? Is that something juicy?
Maybe that's the gossip.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let us get the music going.
Okay. Whoops. Well, too ahead of myself.
I'm going to defer to Jack on this one because I have to admit, we actually had our former co-host on an episode a couple of months back. And on that episode, I learned for the first time that somehow it was me. Like everything that went wrong was related to me. And I didn't really realize that. So Jack, what's the truth? Let's get to it today.
Let us get the intro.
Let's get to that.
On him who should not be named. Joe.
No, we name names on this show.
His name's Joe.
Go.
Yeah, you can make one up.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. What up, y'all? It was a Posh podcast proudly presents. We don't have a name for it yet, but what we're doing is spilling the tea. I'm talking your Earl Greys, your matchas, your chamomilles, your oolongs, Darjeeling. I think that's all I got. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, spill the tea.
How about teabag?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Teabag by Posh.
Good name.
Fantastic.
That just needs to be a shirt. I was teabagged by Tupac.
There you go.
All right.
Although
He's
only
doing
two people here could be doing that.
Oh Lord.
Hey, there's the virtual, the spiritual teabagging too. You know? The psychological teabagging.
Psychologically teabagged by Tupac.
All right, you guys, tell us some gossip.
What happened?
So,
Gregg do?
so the dirt on again, obviously ended up being a good thing for most of us. So so the reason that one of our hosts from the old show didn't come over to the new show isn't his fault, honestly. But
we didn't want him.
Oh, that's good. Do they know? Do they?
But
know?
everybody's set for certain situations, and when the idea of this show first came to be, it made sense for Gregg. It made sense for Tim. My plan was to ride their coattails, and the other gentleman, Joe, did not really just fit into the situation. That said, the reason that the old show ended was because Gregg was an asshole. So Gregg
to this co-host or just in general?
Well, yes, he was to him, and usually it was him. And I will say that Joe is a little bit of the punching bag of the old show. If you can imagine somebody with a not as strong as an attitude being on a show with all of us, he took some punches. But towards the end, I don't remember how or why it started happening, but Gregg and Tim started having this kind of back and forth, and Gregg just wouldn't break character. He just kept being this like, again, Tim would be like, all right, that's enough. And Gregg would just stay with it. It was funny. I laughed. It really was funny until Tim said that he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't take any more of it. That's
you're dogging him that bad.
Gregg, what did you say? Like one example.
I was just I get in these little like comic trains of thought, and I just keep going with it. And there was things I would take offense to everything, and then there would be entire episodes where Tim would ask me a question, and I would say, "Jack, tell Tim."
Yeah.
Even though we were all on mic together.
So you can't be sensitive on the Bad Counsel.
That's true. You can't.
Oh God, no.
No, you cannot. No. But I don't know. I think I needed to get that kind of comic angst out of my system, and that fantasy baseball podcast wasn't doing it for me. So I needed Bad Counsel. It gives me the outlet that I need.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not reaching for it now.
Exactly.
And
Joe did come on Bad Counsel.
Nice.
And for about 3 weeks after, the energy was so bad, we actually had a sage Bad Counsel. Because everybody started fighting again.
Oh,
Tim and Gregg. I mean, it was bad. I was like, Joe brings out Joe, and Joe's sweet and lovely and very nice, but he brought out some sort of like bad juju. Yeah.
We have one of our friendly podcasts is Wicked Spiritual. You guys know them.
Yes.
And so they performed the saging, and Kimberly phoned in a voicemail message to the show saying, like, I don't know who that Joe guy was, but don't ever have him on again.
No.
She could feel his bad energy through the podcast.
What?
That must be bad then.
Yeah.
Poor Joe.
So Katy took his job.
Well, sorry, there's all good energy right there. Well, that's some gossip there. So, Bad Counsel, give us your social media links, handles, so people can follow you and find you.
So our primary social media is our Instagram. We are bad.counsel. And then Jack, Tim, Katy, and I each have our own Instagram handle that incorporates the Bad Counsel name. So it's Katy at bad.counsel or Jack at bad.counsel.
Underscore.
Underscore.
Katy _ bad.counsel.
Counsel
Katy
with an
_.
Yes.
Counsel with an E.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not a civic. Yeah, we're not an elected group of officials. We actually did debate that name. Should we be a Bad Counsel or should we give Bad Counsel?
We did. Yeah. We talked about, but we actually bought both URLs to start and decided on, this made more sense.
It's great. We love it. So
I love that.
We're going to take a short break, and then we're coming right back and talk about some of your outrageous, amazing episodes.